Greetings, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or any of these aspects in Vedic Sidereal. 212 by Azalea Banks just came on, which is very interesting because that number is quite auspicious for me particularly. So 212. 212 could be an important angel number for some of my Scorpios. 212. See if that time tends to show up for you anytime coming up, Scorpio. I'm curious. I've been starting with the tarot first, with the other signs for March, but I'm actually going to start with the runes first for you guys. I'm just feeling it. It is like almost 3 in the morning, and you know, I just felt a really strong pull to do this reading tonight, even though it was planned to do tomorrow. Sometimes spirit just comes through like that. I was walking my dog after I got home this evening, and as I was walking her, I was like, man, Scorpio, y'all are coming in strong. I saw like a black hole energy. Also, there's something about being able to constantly express your energy in a steady stream and express just who you are, your personality in a steady stream, Scorpio. Oh, we have Rido. Nice. And through expressing yourself in the steady stream, it avoids the destruction of a black hole to even, you know, it's like the black hole is an energy of like, you can make it like this thing never even existed. Like you can completely destroy any sign that something ever existed. In Scorpio, that is really scaring someone in your life right now. Just, you know, it's freaking them out. And you are indeed claiming that, because with Rido, you're claiming you are going to get your rams and you're going to move on, Scorpio. 5, Rido. This is the Chariot. 5s are all about challenging energy, change. This is Thor's War Chariot, natural circulation, the sun wheel, traveling. So some of my Scorpios could have some travel coming up. This is all about having better judgment, movement. Dancing is going to be important for you guys. Sacred circles, hula hooping, anything with circles, kundalini, anything spiraling. A lot of breath work. Circular breath will also be powerful for you. This is all about really finding your rhythm, and that is indeed what puts you on your journey, Scorpio. This is a favorable time for you, understanding that the journey itself is the destination. So if there's something that you've been wanting to achieve in your life, Scorpio, a job, a relationship, any sort of feeling, anything like that, it's understanding that your pursuit of that thing is actually the destination of that thing, if that makes sense. This is indeed the hero's journey. This is about finding the right direction, kingship, counsel. You gain your nobility only through your merit, through earning it, through hard work. This is knowing your moral responsibilities, knowing the rights and wrongs, following ritual, celestial procession, having an innate knowledge. This is freedom from imprisonment through your self-mastery, Scorpio. So a lot of my Scorpios are mastering skills, mastering things within themselves. And Scorpio, changing the course of a river takes time. And usually changing a course of a river isn't even possible, because like the current is so strong itself, let alone trying to dam it off and then carve out the ground and the rock to allow the water to flow a different way. And yet this is giving you the ability to do such a thing, Scorpio. This is a very powerful card. This is the blending of the personal rhythm with you and the world's rhythm at large and the cosmic rhythm. And it's a way of blending all of these rhythms, so to speak, Scorpio. From living truly in the present, you access your inner voice. This is a centered place. I personally really enjoy slacklining. I find that is almost like an instant theta state centeredness that it draws me in. So same with playing my harp. An instrument is really powerful. Scorpio, if you don't play an instrument, playing an instrument would be powerful. And you guys don't have to get like an expensive instrument. You don't have to, you know, necessarily take lessons or try and be like the best at this instrument. Play it for your heart. Let yourself become connected with an instrument for your soul's journey, for your soul's sake, so to speak. This is all about your actions over your words, Scorpio. You have a divine responsibility, and this is understanding that divine responsibility and submitting to such a thing. Scorpios definitely are not one for submission. Sometimes. But, you know, it's Scorpios generally like to call the shots in certain situations. You can't call the shots with spirit, because that is playing spirit. That's using the ego. That's playing God, so to speak. And Scorpio, when we try to think that there's nothing higher than us, Because if we believe and trust and have faith in something higher than us, something larger than us, even if it's just the science of the cosmic fabrication of the universe that we live in, it doesn't necessarily have to be God or, have any specific name on it, but just believing in something greater than us, greater than what we can truly perceive and understand, then you get in trouble, Scorpio. This is all about really finding that humility and that fluidity, putting your instincts to work. This is also about depression and rigidity and inactivity. This can be a favorable time for changes, but it can be difficult to make these changes. However, these changes are indeed a natural progression. So over time, the path was eroding. There was an earthquake or some sort of, what is the word? I want to say landfill. So maybe, maybe there are parts of your past that are like landfills that you need to go back and you need to do some deep cleaning in these landfills, Scorpio. And once you do that deep cleaning, all of a sudden you will have, partnership, relocation, more personal improvement, have more patience, be able to make clearer decisions. This is, again, truly living in the present moment and freedom from imprisonment. This is moving away from a feeling of being imprisoned, but it's fighting. It's a 5, so you're challenging yourself to get there. You guys could be seeing 585, 888, 555, anything with 8s and 5s. And then, of course, we have the 2 and 2 at the beginning. We have Wunjo, which is all about the joyfulness. This is the clan banner, bliss, pleasure, the kin, community, camaraderie. So a lot of my Scorpios are hanging out with people. They're hanging out with friends, family. They're really getting themselves out and about and feeling to get their mind off of something that is emotionally really hurting or tugging on Scorpio's heart. Scorpio is putting themselves out in public. They are, going out. They're dancing, they're drinking, they're having a good time. Scorpio, this is a good thing for you right now. This is. And this is actually a big part of you moving forward, because I'm feeling like some of my Scorpios are going to be talking with someone at some sort of event. They're going to meet someone who's going to give them some sort of offer. It could be a business proposition, it could be a friendship proposition, could be any sort of, but there's going to be some sort of, when you go out, there's something about, you have to, and it makes sense, Scorpio, because you are the top 5 energies that you hang around. So if you're trying to make a big change in your life, Scorpio, then by default, you have to change at least 3. You have to change the majority of those people. Because if you don't change the majority of those people, then you're not really going to be set up for success to completely change your frequency over. And you can't entirely change your frequency over if you're still holding on. Like, just like I've said in almost all the science readings this month, I feel like you cannot jump into the pool, Scorpio, and hold on to the ledge. You'll split yourself in half. You aren't really jumping. And you're a liar if you're like, okay, yes, I will commit, I will jump off the ledge, but I, want to hold on to the ledge. And it's like, that's that 7 of Swords energy, and that's why you attract 7 of Swords and 3 of Swords. And that's a spiritual lesson for you, Scorpio, and understanding that until you have full faith in the divine, full faith in the plan, full faith in something larger than you, and you really submit to that, you have humility to that, which is what breeds the discipline, which is what gives you the responsibility. Discipline just being to be a disciple of something, Scorpio. To be a disciple of it. That means to be a student, to be a devoted student of something. I used to hate the word discipline, and all discipline is when you make the choice to be a conscious, devoted student to something, a disciple of that thing. That is discipline. And same with responsibility. I used to hate that word. You'd say, oh, responsibility, and I'd be like, no responsibility. But I really love movement. I'm always moving, Scorpio. I'm always doing things. I love to respond to things. I'm a very responsive person. And when I broke it down and I was like, responsibility really is just the ability to respond to things, I was like, well, I have a sharp ability to respond to things, and I like to respond to things very quickly, and I take pride in my ability to respond. I take pride in my responsibilities. And then it was like a light bulb moment, and things shifted. And when you have these certain shifts, then you realize when other people aren't living that way, and you just interact with them differently. It's like, ugh. Like, you see under the glitter. You realize someone just sprinkled glitter all over and you can take the glitter off, and because you can smell it. You can smell it. All right, Scorpio. This is all about finding attraction, creating your own joy from your will. So this is interesting. It's like some Scorpios are in such a sharp place. They're like, how can I ever find joy from this? And the universe is like, you have to. Like, you have to find a way to laugh. Like, even if everything is going wrong, then at least laugh at that. At least let yourself have the humility to find just total laughter in a situation, Scorpio. The universe is saying this is your opportunity for that. This is aligning your individual will to the will of a greater community. So as I said, some sort of opportunity is going to be coming at you through the community of others, through communion with others, which I was seeing the Three of Pentacles whenever I was walking, whenever I had the message that I needed to do your reading this evening, morning, I saw the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles showed up very quickly, which is all about building a new foundation, right? So it's like you can't have the skyscraper at a 10 if you don't have a solid foundation. And the foundation is built on the 3. The 2 is when you're making the contract and you're deciding, all right, are we going to build this? 1 is saying, all right, aces, I want to build this. It's having the intention. 2, all right, I'm making the choice. I'm having the contract. I'm having to choose, make a choice. But 3 is when you actually lay the bricks. It's when you actually pour the cement. It's the moment that it becomes finalized. And I'm feeling a strong energy of that for you guys here. But we are at the 8. But 8 is, again, all about rebuilding something after the 7. It's continuing. It's really having to fight to build something through, to create balance. It's like, all right, we have to go back now because we're at that time that we need a new roof. So it's like, the roof was built when the house was built, and it's now time for a new roof because there are parts where it's kind of leaking. That's at the 8 where you have to pull in that balance again so you can really have the fulfillment of the 9 and the completion of the 10, so to speak. This is all about meeting the right people at the right time, which we totally, have that here. So this is definitely very much about working with others, Scorpio. So the month of March, even though we're coming out of this retrograde period, technically out of it on the 9th, but wait until like the 15th whenever it goes fully direct, Scorpio, because there's always that shadow period in between. This is indeed about receiving goodness. So you guys could be receiving a gift from a distance. Someone could be reaching out to you. You could be invited to like a wedding, a gathering. Someone could just be traveling to give you good news. This is about staying optimistic and focused, protecting what you love, and finding the beauty in everything, finding the beauty in your challenges, finding gratitude in your challenges, Scorpio, as I was just talking about. This is saying neuro-linguistic programming would be really powerful for you, NLP, so you can do a YouTube search for that. This is about correct wishful thinking. This is about using the will of the operator to have a specific end result. This is about really attaching to your purpose in life and aligning your thoughts and your actions to your purpose, and then really responding from that space, having the ability to respond to your purpose, having the discipline to follow suit and really pursue your purpose, the discipline to be a true devoted student, to be a disciple of your purpose. This is about really receiving the highest joy and bliss from truth and honesty, no matter how painful it is, Scorpio. This is all about staying, as I said, optimistic, nurturing, satisfying relationships, happen from satisfying thoughts. So we have that kind of manifestation. We have a lot of rage. I was like, what song is playing? So rage. Some of my Scorpios could very much be experiencing rage. We have the ash tree and the diamond. And when I think about the diamond, the diamond is what? The hardest stone. You think of everything that a diamond has to go through for it to become a diamond. It's pretty rough, so to speak. So let's see what the tarot has for Scorpio. Oh, Scorpio, interesting. So Wunjo and Rido. Wunjo and Rido. King of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. And a Nine of Swords. Someone's staying up late. Someone's definitely staying up late with the Empress. Someone's definitely staying up late here. Someone is going from a King of Swords. They're like a master of the mind. And as they tuned into their heart, they realized that they needed to go back to the foundation. So they are now dropping from the king status to like a Knight of Pentacles. So if someone has like ghosted you, Scorpio, it's because they're actually building a foundation that is going to not just, and we have the King of Swords come out in reverse. This is the front energy here. So you are guarded, you are protected. Little crabby are we, Scorpio? I mean, how low? Yeah, we have how low. how low can you go? But I feel like this King of, some of my Scorpios are saying, how low can you get? That's what they're saying to this person. Some of my Scorpios just said that, and they're like to their head to this person, like, you found out some news, you found out some information, and you're like, oh, how low can you get? And Rage was the song before. So this is a very specific. What's crossing is the Three of Swords. I'm sorry, Scorpio. I don't mean to be laughing, but the cards just don't lie. This, I'm sorry, but this is, I'm definitely reading for Scorpio who feels betrayed. There's some sort of betrayal at work, betrayal in a relationship, betrayal in the family. This is betrayal. This is betrayal. And 3, this is, you know, I wanted that foundation. This is what's crossing you. It's crossing Scorpios, King of Swords. Scorpio, you do not feel focused. You do not feel like you can have a hold on your emotions right now because you're frankly, you're pissed. Someone's pissed, rage, or you're hurt. You're really hurt. Some of my Scorpios are like, you're trying to do things, but you're sobbing your eyes out between every work meeting, between every time you're in the office, every chance to get in the bathroom. Some of you guys are like, are you kidding me? I have no shame. I'm just bawling my eyes out in public. And you are. You're just sitting there quietly eating your lunch or at the bookstore or at the coffee shop, and you're just letting a tear stream down your face. And you're like, so what if someone sees it? So what? Because I earned those tears and you went through something. Someone really went through something here, because they wore their heart on their sleeve. And so the King of Swords does not wear his heart on his sleeve anymore. But starting out 2 Swords energy here, there's definitely a strong energy of someone, get it together. You want someone to get it together. There's a strong energy here, Scorpio, of really cutting off your head from your heart, and you having to do that from a protective standpoint is what you've told yourself. You guys, what did I just say? I said the 3 of Pentacles. Scorpio, this is like just funny. I'm sorry. This reading is just like, I feel like I just already, you know, I already knew what cards were going to come out. Like I already saw all of this before. It's just, you know, for those of you who like photos to go along with it, 3 of Pentacles in reverse. The foundation was not good here. The foundation was not good. And so even though 2 people thought that they were building something, they probably brought it to like a false 9 or 10. And that's why we have a king here, because someone was like, no, I had the whole empire. We had, like, that was going to be, we built something together. But the foundation, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, was not stable, because both people here, this definitely reeks of some sort of, there's still like remnants. There's like little remnants of codependency, that like little ashy bits. There's pieces of someone here doing all the work, doing more work than the other one, so lack of reciprocity. And that's because there's a lack of vulnerability, because the King of Swords in reverse is not vulnerable. I mean, the King of Swords in general is not very vulnerable. He is more logical. He's diplomatic, kind of, in an intellectual way. He's going to say, you know, this, and this is why, and he's going to have a really good reason for everything. And, you know, he's going to have thought out all those bits. 3 of Swords crossing, though. This is someone that acts that way. They have a really hard shell on the exterior. See, he has all this armor, because if you were to take the armor, you would see that this person is, I just got like a spirit animal of the salamander, or like an anole. Some of you guys had like an anole in elementary school. But I'm feeling like it looks like a dragon, but like, you know, it's like in Mulan when Mushu has like when she first like sees him, and it's just the like silhouette, and it's like a big dragon, and then she sees him, it's like this tiny little lizard. It's like, that's how this person is, Scorpio, and this is you or them. And it's actually probably a little bit both of you guys, but I'm feeling it's more of your spirit and more of how they carry themselves and how they act, because Scorpio, we have the World. What's crowning you? So you want to start over here. You say, look, we see all the sand has gone to the bottom here, Scorpio. There is no more. The time is out. You say this has run its course. There is betrayal here. How could I ever trust again? The foundation is spoiled subconsciously. This is, but below the surface is 90% of the iceberg. What we see whenever you're on the ship, when you're on the ocean, when you see an iceberg in the distance, you only see 10% of the top. This 3 of Pentacles is the 90% beneath the water that is not built. That is not a solid foundation. It's what you can't see, but it's what the whole foundation of the iceberg is. That if something lands or the wind hits the iceberg in such a way, there will be a total collapse avalanche here. And that's what happened. There's an avalanche of the 3 of Three of Swords situation that turns someone into a King of Swords because they had hardened their heart to protect themselves, but they do see that they need to move on. They're ready. They're looking out. They're looking at all these options, and they see that the circle of life, and it moves us all. Yes, so someone is definitely being moved along the circle of life here. Let's see what your past energy was. Past energy for Scorpio. The Chariot. So this is like Righto. About that time, chaps, Righto. 5, challenging. It's so hard to walk away. It's so hard, Scorpio. But after this 3 of Swords, after this betrayal, you couldn't not walk away. Like, you were like, ugh, because the Chariot is a 7, and the 7 is like the 7 of Swords. It's like deception. It's like the 7 of Cups. It's the choices. Having so many choices, you can't commit. It's the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you planted the tree, but there's no fruits on the tree yet, so like you can't have tomorrow's breakfast based on that tree. Like you can't get a meal from it yet. You know, it's all of that. The 7 of Wands, defensive energy. You're defending, you know, you're trying really hard to protect from a defensive place. This is the 7s, and this is movement. We have movement here, water, by the full moon. So we do have the full moon in a few days here. Horses represent power and passion. So definitely like the power and passion with this person. We do have a purple banner, so it's like spirit will win. That's the one that's illuminated in the light, is the purple one. So you're being called to definitely use your magic here. We have Jerry Sprunger from the new Tory Lanez Chicks Tape 5. It's a fun album. Okay. We have the 4 of Wands in reverse as the outcome card. So definitely a foundation here was shook because of this 3 of Swords. You know, it's like you can't, the foundation again was shook here. There was betrayal. So 4 of Wands in reverse. Of course, your future energy is, we have all the 3s, 3 of Wands in reverse. So you don't want to move on. You don't want to move on. That's the issue. You're like, why did you do this to me? Like, how could you do this to us? Like, someone is going back and forth. They're like, how could you do this to us? Like, I'm gone. I'm done. But then after, like, a good cry, yeah, you're like, I'm done. But then you like, go to look in the future, and you're like, just kidding. I looked in the future, and I really just, you know, I just saw you. It's like I tried to look in the future. This is the world. But I just keep seeing your shadow everywhere. I keep seeing your silhouette everywhere. Keep seeing things that remind me of you. Could be dealing with a fire sign, King of Wands here, Scorpio, Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. However, we do have 2 kings on deck, so that is also the issue here, is, you know, maybe they could have just wanted passion and you wanted more connection. You wanted more communication, like a friendship, and you really stuck out for that, and they really just wanted passion and they stuck out for that, and it was like 2 kings fighting. So it doesn't have to be the same gender at all, Scorpio, but the energy here is that both people had the king energy. There wasn't a feminine, there wasn't a queen energy here. There wasn't a receptive. It was 2 dictators, you know, expressing their dictatorship, what the laws of their dictatorship are. And when you have 2 people coming at each other, just ramming horns, like in Righto over here, then you don't get, you know, the celebration. But you're like, so be it, screw it, because I have all these options, I have all these other things, I have all these other things going on in my life. And the other person, they like that. Like, that's sexy to them. So like, they are King of Wands, they do want the passion, because they do want, that's, you guys, if people just want parts of you, but they can't hang with your worst, like, if they can't hang with you at your worst, then they don't deserve you at your best. They just don't. They just don't. Hopes, dreams, and fears, High Priestess. Someone wants clarity here, and they want a spiritual connection. Scorpio, you want a spiritual connection, and you do feel like you have a spiritual connection with this person, but the fact is, they have always come at it from a place of just physical, of just the material world, of just passion. And although you are enjoying that, as you ascend, as you go through and complete this cycle, you're realizing that your spirituality is going to a new process, going through a new process that is taking you to a new height, Scorpio. With the High Priestess here, you cannot be with just anyone. As I said on the Chariot, that purple is the thing that's illuminated. That's your magic. Your magic is what's going to pull you into the partner that you are meant to be with, Scorpio. And if it's not this person, because they're not upgrading spiritually, Spirit has someone who is very spiritual that is coming for you, Scorpio. We have as the outcome, oh, here's the Queen energy. You have the Page of Swords, so there's definitely going to be communication here. Childish, sheepish, kind of passive-aggressive, maybe just like a plain hey, or like, you know, they text you like a meme, or they text you like a picture of like a song title. Just like you wake up in the morning, and it's like, text message from such and such at 6:42 a.m., and it's just like, da-da-da, song title by da-da-da artist, you know, and it's like the screenshot from their Apple Music or their Spotify, and you're like, are you kidding me? That's like the Page of, so some of you guys are going to be getting that, and you're going to be looking at it with like the Queen of Swords. You're going to be like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But you're also secretly going to be happy that this person is like reaching out or saying something, but are you kidding me? And you do have options. Oh, we have 2 Queens in reverse. So we have the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. 7 of Cups. Someone can't make a decision. This could be, I just have to say it. For some of my Scorpios, you can't make a decision between a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Pentacles. For some of you guys, this is within yourself. You can't make a decision over your head or your heart. And I know the Queen of Pentacles is not the Queen of Cups, but she is the Queen of nurturing. And the Queen of Pentacles is the one who makes it grounded. So I really feel like she is the one who is like the earth heart, like connected to the trunk of a willow tree. Whereas the Queen of Cups is like the ocean, and the ocean can be very unstable. This is stable love. So you're having a hard time choosing what you know is stable and what's going to bring you stability, what's going to make things right, and choosing what your head and your passions and what you're just led in the moment, like quick fire, what you're thinking. So this is like ego versus heart, and having to choose between. For some of you, though, it is, you know, quite literally having to choose between an air sign and an earth sign here. Both are tapped into their third eye. Remember, you guys, there is no like right path or wrong path. There are just different paths, and we have many different soulmates, so you have the choice, you know, what do you really want to create? What do you want in a partnership? And that's when partnership has to go to a whole new level, Scorpio. You have to date intentionally. Be intentional. Pursue your purpose, and make sure that the person that you are desiring to even think about joining your life with is someone that is only going to amplify your purpose and cheerlead your purpose and really support and keep pushing forward your heart towards your purpose. So you have to, you know, analyze these. A lot of choices here. But we do have the 6 of Swords in reverse. So that's definitely, again, like the 3 of Wands energy. It's like someone, every time I try to leave, something keeps bringing me back, saying that I need you in my life. All right, every time I try to go, something, okay. So yeah, every time you try to leave, something keeps bringing you back, Scorpio, or the other person, because there's karma here that's not totally burned through. Which is probably really frustrating, Scorpio. So there's a situation here, there's betrayal, which, you know, just teaches us new spiritual lessons. You realize the foundation has to be completely restarted if you're going to build this thing. We start from 2 king energies, and then we go into 2 queen energies. Now this could also be both people are at a stalemate. One person is working on their money, the other person is working on how they communicate with others. They're working in communion with others. They're working on camaraderie. They're working on really getting just in a community, working with others. They're working on their communication, their writing, their business, they're, you know, making plans, they're doing all that. And both of these people are ignoring each other because they have so many other things, 7 of Cups. They have so many other things that they're working on. They're also working on their spirituality. And queens are all about receptive, feminine energy. It's a receptive thing. So again, even if it's, you know, opposite genders or whatever, it's like even the guy is now in a state of surrender. So like the flow, it's almost like your rhythms just don't quite sync with this person, because when you're in your king energy, they're in their king energy, and when they're in their queen energy, you're in your queen energy, because you guys mirror each other, and you guys mirror each other because you're triggering your healing aspects for each other to bring in new cycles. And you guys have been through many cycles. I'm seeing, like, you've seen them have many different faces. They've seen your many different faces, Scorpio. And that's why, you know, this 4 of Wands is here. You're like, no, this was a stability. That was my person. That was my person. This is my person. You just know. And you're like, but how can my person betray me so much? Scorpio, whenever we go through deep betrayal with others, we always have to ask ourselves, where are we betraying ourselves? Where are we betraying our truth? Where are we betraying our inner worlds, like what we really came here to do, our mission with the Chariot. She is passionately, powerfully pursuing her mission. She is not letting anything pull her from that mission. Ooh, that wanted to fly out. Change is in the air, Scorpio. Sometimes we take things for granted, and we forget to stop and realize just how incredible ordinary things can truly be. Growth does often seem improbable, yet it happens every day in so many ways, Scorpio. So too is something growing in your life that seems, at the moment, unlikely or impossible. Yet it will happen anyway. Have faith, trust your feelings, and relax because change is in the air. I smell a reconciliation or like someone else from the past, like the deep past coming up. There's a big change here. We do have this is a sunrise. It's a very magical sunrise. It's like a dreamsicle sunrise. Kind of like a light pastel pinks. Salmon. Now is the time, Scorpio. Now it is the time to be open to what will be. Embrace your destiny, beloved. It is calling you forward, even whilst it is hurtling towards you. Your time is now. So yeah, it's like something is coming at you just as fast as you're coming at it. I mean, look, she's a female and she's with her 2 horses, and this guy has his 2 rams, and they're like galloping towards each other, and she's pulling in the water, and she's coming from the ocean under the night of a full moon, and she brings in all the wisdom of the night and the shadow and the dark feminine and the deep depths of the ocean sea. She brings all of that wisdom with her. She brings her table. She knows what she brings to the table, and she brings the table. And he does the same thing. He matches her. He goes, you know what? He's going by the bright of the sun. I'm hearing the beginning of like the Lion King song, the sun's rays. He has the clarity. He's pulling in from the highest truth from the sun. He has all this warmth, protection. He has the affection, you know, the validation. He's coming in to just be loving, to create a safe, protective environment, make her feel safe, make her emotions feel safe. He's coming in to offer all of this to her. And they're galloping. They're literally sprinting at each other. I was watching Mike Todd the other night on YouTube, and I loved his sermon on relationships. He talks about, you want to find someone, Scorpio, that you are chasing your path, you're chasing your purpose, like you're sprinting for your purpose. You have no, like your sight is set, your drishti, that's what we call it in yoga, your drishti, your north star, your true north, your point, your focus point. You are just sprinting towards that just as fast as you can, and you just glance over. And when you find someone that when you look over, you see them multiple times on your pursuit, and they're right there, they're running to the same goal with you, and you see, wow, like this person really is going to push me to my goals. This person really is going to get me to that next level, Scorpio. When you find this person, you know, that's going to be the person. It's not going to be when you're going for your goal, but then you fall off and you're like taking a rest, or you're just having a day when you're like, and then you like, you know, stumble into something that's comfortable or cozy or this or whatever, which I do just have to say because I hear it. Yeah, we have Some Cut by Trillville. So this is, you know, just, it's the bed song. It's the bed song. It's just about hooking up. So this isn't about giving in to just the physical, fleshly pleasures. This is about really tapping into spirit. As I said, the purple is going to prevail. The magic, the spiritual realm is what's going to be. And someone's going to speak about that with the Page of Swords. We do have all the purple around the Page of Swords. So someone is going to say like, no, I want a spiritual connection. I want a spiritual relationship. I realize that, yeah, maybe the passion was super great, but I know that the passion is going to be even better with someone else because I'm going to be on a higher level of spirituality with them. And that's going to really hurt this other person, Scorpio, because they know, like, you know, sex with the Scorpio is just never boring because it's like you could never get bored. It's like there's so many of us in here, like you can have sex with a different person every night. Check, you know, there's just, so it's like there's, how could you betray when you can get something different? Like there's so many, like how could you betray? Like someone is so like, how could you betray? But at the same time, they don't want to go. 6 of Swords in reverse and 3 of Wands in reverse. You don't want to leave. You want to work on this. Only if the other person will work on this and meet you at the same level. You're like, nope, time is up, the world. Time is up. You can meet me and I will face the fear, hope, mystical. I'm going to take those 3. Everything else, those 3 were the ones screaming out. Alright, so we have face the fear, Scorpio. Fear may be keeping you from moving on to the next step of your destiny. So Scorpio, 3 of Wands in reverse, 6 of Swords in reverse, but we have the Chariot and Rido. So it's like, even though you don't want to move on, you're thinking about moving on, but you're not moving on, the reading is telling you that you need to move on. It's telling you the world is complete here. This is completion of a cycle. You have Rido, which is one of the strongest runes over here, really pushing through the energy of Thor, the masculine. And you have the Chariot, this feminine energy, this Cancerian energy, this really spiritual realm of following the feminine, of surrendering here, of really pushing forward. You are being told to keep moving through the situation. Allowing a barrier of fear to create self-doubt is holding you back at this time. You are being asked to draw upon your warrior energy, Scorpio. Fear is the oppositional force to all of love. The task at hand is to become an able warrior charging into your truth, knowing that you will always prevail. Bravery, courage, and strength are your tools at this time as you're supported and as you support others. It will all unfold as it is meant to. You're calm, decorated, and ready to face the unknown, Scorpio. You're creating through love. Your guides will direct you and keep you safe. Trust this. All good will ultimately come from this time period as you pass through your fear into trust and into a place of love. Hope. The lesson around you is about hope at this time, Scorpio. Hope is the slender cord attaching you to your dreams and desires. You may be experiencing a trying time, or you're being faced with adversity. We see that clearly with the Three of Swords and the Four of Wands in reverse. We see some sort of stability shaken here. Something is at question. Something is at stake. Remember always that hope is not a way out. This is a way through. Meditate and focus on what is your desired outcome. Just as I was saying, Scorpio, the correct relationship is one where your sight is set on your goal and you look over to your side and you see your partner sprinting and working just as hard as you are. If at any time your partner sits down and takes a seat and you're still sprinting, them taking a seat is you holding onto the ledge, because when you marry someone, you are bound. You are bound to them. I don't care what you say, how independent you are. You are bound. You are bound by their deeds, by their karma. You are connected to that. And you have to make a conscious choice here. Am I really going to let this person sitting down really stop me? Am I going to choose that? Am I going to choose this false comfort over my faith in something bigger, and my hope and my faith in spirit and my connection to spirit, of really letting something go so that I can fully chase what it is that my spirit is here to do and find someone that actually resonates on the path that wants to do that? Or maybe me completely leaving this person is what that person needs to get the fire under their ass, to actually start moving and to actually be inspired. But they're not going to be inspired unless I completely cut off cold turkey and I run relentlessly to the sun with my purpose, towards my purpose, with the World card here. It's huge. It's something big, bigger than you and better because of you. Repeat to yourself your desired outcome. Scorpio, envision every small step as a victory towards your higher purpose. Trust that what is taking shape before you is for your highest good and the good of all others. Move with hope and intention to the eventual outcome. The ultimate situation will be positive, Scorpio. Even the most painful of times will create beautiful gifts in your life. Your prayers have already been answered and they're in process. And lastly, Scorpio of the mystical, the vastness of your purpose and the energies of the universe are before you at this time. What once was mundane and straightforward now is full of mystery. Your understanding of the mystical energies is deepening at this time. You feel expansive and at one with the vibrations of your energy and all creation. So a lot of my Scorpios are feeling a lot more into their crystals. They're feeling a lot more in tune with spirit. They're starting to hear things. They're starting to see things. They're spending time with the fairies. They're speaking to their animals. They're speaking to their cards. They're seeing life in everything. It's almost like Beauty and the Beast with like the candlestick talking and like the teacup talking. You're like actually having moments like that. You may actually be sitting and like talking to your dishes or something. You're having moments where you're seeing consciousness in everything. You're becoming a little, like all of your wires are being like tweaked and fine-tuned here. Cleanse all of your thoughts and convert all of your energy to the greater good at this time. The profound and the understood are becoming more familiar and clear to you, Scorpio. Remain in each present moment, staying in contact with your own self. You're being challenged to recognize yourself as the master creator of every moment to come. Woo! So take responsibility, the ability to respond, Scorpio. I love that came up. Take responsibility for everything you're putting out energetically, especially as you move forward. The mystical truth is to believe and hold that others and your own self are already whole, Scorpio, before perfect and complete. Hold that everything is unfolding before you in a divine inspiration, in divine time, in divine ease, with a divine plan, and so mote it be. All right, Scorpio, I love you guys, and I'll see you shortly for your end of the month readings.